Oh, welcome everybody. While everybody's getting signed on, let's go ahead and talk about the legalities, right? Past performance is no indicator of future performance. We're not registered or certified investment advisors. This is for entertainment purposes only. Uh, Anything on this show is for entertainment purposes, not an offer to buy any security or anything at all in the stock market. So make sure you read the disclaimer. That's really important. And we'll give everybody a chance to sign on here. It's a little long week this week. Very busy week. So let's see here. So we'll give everybody a couple seconds to sign on here. And don't forget to read the disclaimer because it's important. And it's a good habit. You know, we say this every show. It's a good habit to get into. Welcome. We got a couple people joining us now. Jesse. So we got a couple people joining us. The rest of them can catch up as they come in. Let's go ahead and get started. It was a weird day in the market today. We started out fairly strong. We got the GDP number that we wanted, 4.1%. Wow. That's a really great number. Now, there's a big debate going on that number, right? Some people are trying to minimize it by saying that the soybean sales and stuff right before the tariffs, said it was a big soybean sale because of the tariff fears and stuff like that. So don't bite into that. It's a good number. It shows a lot of good things happened with the economy. It shows that a lot of good things are happening with the economy. It's really a huge thing, and it's good going forward. Now, today was kind of a rough day for the markets. We've got the wrong day up there. Let me just pull this for you. While we're talking, we'll pull that up for you. It was a weird day for the market, right? That GDP number came out. Futures were kind of strong and stuff. And then all of a sudden, the rug just got pulled, right? Well, pretty much what happened, there you go. Now we got the right numbers up there. Pretty much what happened, Intel missed, the Twitter, and they were just getting slaughtered. Twitter got slaughtered today. It was down about $7-8. It's just getting trampled. Intel was getting trampled. Intel's kind of a bigger component, so it affects the market much more than Twitter does. But Twitter's a high-profile stock, so it gets a lot of attention. And when it goes down, you combine it with a Facebook miss a couple days ago, and now social media stocks are just in the crapper. You guys know that we're in a snap play, and that snap play took a little bit of a hit today. But we're kind of far out on the contract, so we're going to kind of weather this. We got other earnings. We don't think that Facebook and Twitter are really indicative of social media right now, because Twitter is, as we always say, Twitter's an echo chamber. We always tell our people, and we always tell people that we know and we care about, to stay off Twitter. It's an echo chamber for people. You're not going to learn anything on Twitter. You're not going to get any smarter on Twitter, but you will get a lot more angry. We don't look at Twitter as being very influential. Now, Intel's a lot different. That's a chip maker, and it's a huge chip maker. It's on all your indexes. It's a component for the Dow and all that. So it pulled down the market a lot, and it was pretty much a rug pull, right? We started out a little bit strong and looked like everything was going to go great, and then the wheels just kind of came off of it, right? We ended up down about 1.5% on the Nasdaq, and the S&P was down about 0.5%, 18 points, and the Dow was down about 76 points, not even 0.5%. But it was just a drag, and you could tell there was a lot going on today, and it was just a long week. You could see it when the market went into lunch, New York time, that the air just came out of the market. The volume died. All the prices just kind of went upside down. The Dow at that point was going green, going red, going green, going red, and it just went solid red after that. What it was a lot of people were just checking out for the week. As a service, we did that too. We let our members know about mid-morning that at this point, it doesn't look like anything's happening. So let's just go start resting up for next week. And that's the smart thing to do. You guys out there that are traders and are investors and players out there that follow along with us, that's what we're recommending. It's the end of the week. It was a good week for our service. We'll talk about it in a few seconds. But, get some rest. Get away from all this crap. Clear your head for next week. It's still earnings season. This is really the only first fast-paced week of earnings seasons. Next week, another round's coming up. We got Apple coming down the line. We got Snap coming down the line. We got a lot of big things still coming down the line with that. So Amazon hit their earnings, and that was really good. When we got that GDP number, we already knew Amazon hit. So there was some good sentiment going in the market. But again, the market was battling two things. It was battling fatigue, and it was battling a heavy news cycle right now, right? Donald Trump was very active today. Now, Trump rightfully is very proud about the economic gains, and he's saying that he believes that we can have this kind of growth. I mean, he actually threw out numbers like 7%, 8% GDP today. Let's see. A lot of people said he couldn't get that 4%, and he just got it. So, I mean, a lot of people are said the same thing about that 4% he called that they're saying about his 7-8%. Now, 7-8% GDP growth is astronomical. If he gets that, oh my God. But let's see. And he probably makes a lot of sense because he's got this, look at with this 4% reading. Even the people that say it was because of soybean purchases before the tariffs, out of fear of the tariffs. Look, if he gets this trade deals going and trade stimulated, it'll be the same effect, right? We don't care how we get it. We just want it. So we'll see how that goes going forward. So, you know, and Intel and Twitter were the drag on the markets today. Again, Twitter, we're not big fans of Twitter and social media, and Facebook either. We think that both those social media companies kind of have changed their dynamics, and they're not as influential as they used to be. It seems like a lot of the youth are avoiding Facebook and going to the rogue services, your Snapchats and things like that. Of course, Facebook, you know, Mark Zuckerberg made some genius moves a couple years ago. He bought the WhatsApp, and then he bought Instagram. Well, Instagram's probably one of the most, if not the most popular thing that we see young people using. We all have children and stuff, and they're all on Instagram. They're all on Snap too, but Instagram's a big thing right now. So that was a genius move by Zuckerberg, right? You can talk about all these Cambridge Analytica and stuff, but what he did with the internals of the company was very smart. So this might be a good opportunity. If you wanted to own Facebook and you didn't want to pay $200 a share for it, well, now's your opportunity. Will it go down? Will it go up? That's for you to decide. So this week was a good week for the service, you know, and we'll get into the comments. We had a big show last night, but it's a good week for the service. We had 2 wins. We had 1 losses, which is not bad. 2 of our wins were 114% and a 74%er. One of those was overnight. One of those was over the weekend. And then the cues we've been talking about, we talked about it in last night's show, right? How we were going to sit through that GDP number in the Amazon and see if we could get some out of those cues. Well, guess what? It didn't happen. Wah, wah, wah. So, you know, we got the GDP number. You see, and all you traders out there, remember this. You know, it's an interesting thing, the stock market, right? And it's really an autonomous thing in the sense that, you know, look at it, we had all the catalysts we wanted, right? We got the Amazon hit, we got the what was it, the GDP number, and we had an Intel number that came out kind of bad, and Twitter. But you know, the stars were pretty much lined up the way we needed them to be, but it just never materialized. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes all systems are go on a trade, and for some reason it just doesn't work out, and that's kind of like what happened with this. And we probably going into next week, just for you traders out there that are looking for some tips and stuff, we'll probably stay away from trades on especially Thursday and Friday, but maybe even Wednesday. It seems like all the action's happening in the beginning of the week, and by the time you hit that end of the week, like what happened today. The biggest problem with the market today was, and very few people noticed this, and here's your insider observation, is it was fatigue. It was just fatigue. It was a very, very lethargic day for the market today, and that helped draw it down too. But we did 2 out of 3. We had a couple real big ones. We had 1 wash, so we had a real good week. We love it. We would have loved to be 3 out of 3, but hey, we'll take 2 out of 3 all day long. You know, going into next week, like we said, you know, this weekend, the smart traders, just step back from it, clear your minds, get everything together. You can always come back Sunday night and start getting your research together. If you don't want, you know, if you're busy, like a lot of people are, and you need somebody to help you with that, you know where to go. and we'll talk about this in just a second. But the best thing to do if you're an independent trader out there, it's Friday. It was a long market week for us as a service. It was a very successful week, and we'll talk about going forward what we're in for next week. Last night we had our big show, and thank you, Samuel, for putting that on. It was a fantastic experience. It was, was in Hawaii with, which is our home, and so it was just a really, really beautiful experience. We gave out a free pick last night, and we gave it right out of what we're doing in the service. You guys have heard us talk about it, but we weren't specific. We gave out the AINV $6 calls, and those are looking real good, right? Yeah, AINV had a nice day today. So let's talk a little bit about what we've been talking about in our plays. The AKS play we've been talking about. Look, this is why we're very content going into the weekend. All of our members. And if you're not very content and comfortable going into the weekend, you need to click that link. But look, our AKS trade, we're up about 22% on it right now. Our Huntington Bank trade that we were talking about the last couple of days, we're up about 24% on that right now. The AINV trade is even. So all the people that were at the free show last night that are getting into that trade, we gave them the specific trade. Good luck with all of us for making money on that. That's even right now, and it's looking real good. AINV had a decent day today. So that's where we are as a service. And like we said, look, if you guys are going into the weekend and you're in a panic and stuff and you're so scared, then you're not doing this right. Our members are going into the weekend ready to have a great time. Samuel and everybody put on a great show last night. It was fantastic. Thank you for all joining us. We had some of our members there. It was really, really nice. Those of you that couldn't make it that are on the team, it was great. And it's actually been videoed and stuff, so I'm not sure how they'll release that. But it was a great experience, and we had some new people join the team, and welcome to all of you. Over the weekend, we'll get you guys all tight and ready to go for next week. Let's go ahead and see the questions. There's a good comment from Savar. Once they get around to bringing some of the cannabis sales into those GDP reports, we'd all be happier. You bet. You bet, Savar. As they legalize this, look what's happening in Colorado, right? If the federal government could tap this tax revenue, oh my goodness. And Trump will realize that at some point. He's all about money and he's all about deals and stuff. And you're right. And once that happens, all those cannabis stocks are going to go through the roof. The cannabis sector for the last few months has just been stagnant. And it's not that people are selling their stocks. There's just not a lot of interest in it. People aren't buying their stocks. So people like us, we're in these positions like CNAB and things like that. We've got a play going on in the service that I'm not going to mention the ticker. But we've got a couple marijuana plays that we like. And, these things have just been trickling down slowly, or they've just been stagnating. And, it's just because there's just not a lot of high profile news coming out on the sector. It's kind of like Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin just broke 8,000 a couple days ago. It just, the news cycle started picking up for it. And that's all that pushed it. It's a speculative item. And that's why we say we don't trade it, because it's not based on any valuations. It's just based on what comes out in the news cycle, and we don't like that as an investment. That's not what we consider a secure investment. That's what we consider a rational investment, because some guy can hack an account in Timbuktu, and all of a sudden Bitcoin loses $1,000. So we don't like that. And it's dependent on that. That's all the catalysts are. If you look at Bitcoin, the only catalysts is they got on an exchange, or it's something like that. It's never about valuation. It's never about real worth. So the marijuana industry is different. We know what the valuation is on that. We know the benefits of it. The whole problem with marijuana, as we always talk about, is the federal government sees it as illegal. The states are legalizing it. They need to get in line. Once they get in line, the banks can get involved. A lot of these companies have pallets of cash and stuff like that because they can't deposit in the bank using credit cards and all that stuff. So cannabis can be a big part of the GDP, you bet. And if, like we said, if Donald Trump gets this trade stuff ironed out, if anything, that should be people's signal to how powerful what he's doing with trade is. Look at those soybeans pushing. If that's true, and all these people, these naysayers of the number are right, And that's true that panic soybean purchases are what pushed this over 4%. Well, guess what? If you get all that trade in line, that's just soybeans. I mean, you're talking about billions and billions and trillions of dollars on top of that. That could be your 7%, right? So go get them, Donald Trump. America's rooting for you because it's in our best interest. Let's see here. So that looks like all the questions for the day. And like I said, sorry I'm a little raspy. It's been a long week. And we went out and got it this week, and it was great as a service. All you new traders, welcome. All you guys that just joined the service, welcome. All you guys that just started following the show and stuff, welcome. We try to make it worthwhile. We try to give you some useful information, and we always talk about our picks. So look, let's call it a weekend. One more time, and this is from the trade team to all of you. If you're watching out there, from the trade team, Samuel and all them, congratulations to our new 6 members from Hawaii. It was a great event last night. It was an absolute pleasure hanging out with all of you. We all had a great time. If nothing else, there it is. Samuel, you just threw a monkey wrench into my whole presentation. But, you know, all of you that joined us last night, whether you signed up for the service or not, you know, you guys got that free pick. You know who we are. You know where to find us. Look, we're Ohana. You know what I mean? In Hawaii. You guys that aren't from Hawaii don't know what I'm talking about. Go Google it. We're Ohana. We're family, man. We're tight. We felt like it was a really great event for the local people. We're local people, and you know, we just want to help local people. Hawaii is such a hard place to make a living in. People have to work 2-3 jobs just to pay their rent. It's just an incredibly tough environment for the normal guy. And what can separate you from being that normal guy struggling paycheck to paycheck to being that guy that lives a life as comfortably as you want? Because it is possible in Hawaii. Look at us. Now I forgot what I was saying. But look, if we can prosper together, that's important, and that's why we did the local event. So all of you that joined us on that Hawaii event last night, right on. Those of you that didn't sign up, that are just following the show and stuff, hey, welcome. We love it. We love to have you guys. Let's close the show talking about something besides my birthday. Thank you, Samuel. Thank you, Marco. Thank you, all of you. Yeah, I'm one more foot in the grave. But I'm still hanging in there. Even with the long days and the long weeks, I get a little raspy, but I'm hanging in there. You're not getting rid of me yet. But look, let's talk about something kind of serious that's going on with Facebook. Okay, I'm gonna put the ticker up there while we do, because I don't have a crayon for it. But when we'll get into the money quote. But let's talk about something that's going on Facebook. And actually, we've got some viewers that I know actually tune into the guy, and it's an interesting battle. Facebook announced today that Alex Jones, they're real close to taking Alex Jones right off the platform, his shows and all his videos and stuff. And personally, I haven't gone and looked at those videos that they're bitching about. But, you know, this is an interesting conundrum for Facebook, right? Because if you're going to ban Alex Jones, I can tell you firsthand that there's a lot worse out on Facebook, that there's a lot worse on Facebook, especially Instagram. Let's remember, Instagram is part of Facebook. You know, I live in Kalihi. I live around a lot of people that are very, very normal people, and they're all over Facebook and they're all over Instagram. And I can show you in the next 10 minutes way worse sites than Alex Jones ever gets close to. So how does this affect things? And the big question from us is this going to be an even clearance? Is this going to be where any site that violates these terms of services gets taken off the internet? Or is this just that we want to get Alex Jones off the internet because he's popular? One thing about Alex Jones is he's very popular. We've watched his show every now and then, and we agree that sometimes he gets a little very conspiracy laden and stuff. But really, the concern about this is not even that. Is this cleansing of the Facebook platform going to be even? Is it going to be both sides? Is it going to be, it doesn't matter what side you're on. If you broke the rules, you get violated. And that's what we want. That's what we want we want to see. But if you guys got an opinion on that, you know, because I know there's a couple of you out there that actually watch Alex Jones and stuff. And what do you guys think? That's the big thing. Alex Jones is it just the announcement today was that Facebook's real close to just removing his main page and stuff now. You know, his personal page got, what was it, locked down for like 30 days or something, but the actual what is it called, InfoWars Facebook page was never locked down. But they're talking about that. So if you lock down InfoWars, what else? What else? Everybody associates InfoWars with the right, okay, which is fine. I mean, whatever you want to, whatever your impression of things is your problem. But it's really an informational, right? InfoWars, informational. So really the information he's putting out there, it could be look as skewed against the left and what. But when we cleanse these pages, are we going to do it fairly? There are pages on the left that do the same thing that Alex Jones does. Are they on the chopping block? And that's what we want to see. Okay, it's just some fairness. And we think that's what Facebook's and Twitter's big problem is. It's not fair. It's really not fair. It's an echo chamber, and Facebook is becoming that echo chamber. So, you know, is there a short in there? We just talked about it a few minutes ago. If you wanted to own Facebook and you didn't want to pay 200, maybe it's your time to buy it. Well, the other way to look at that is maybe Facebook's problems are just happening. Maybe Facebook's problems are just going to get worse going forward. Is it time to get loaded on the short side on Facebook? And, you know, as a service, we'll look at all this over the weekend. But look, it's been a little long of a show for a Friday that we're crying about being tired, right? But look, all of you, thank you so much for your birthday wishes. Absolutely. It was a great birthday. You know what? You can talk about a lot of things on birthday gifts, but for me personally, I want to thank all the members, and I want to thank everybody that showed up last night. Being at that show was the best birthday gift I could have had. Love talking stocks with the local people. You know, it's our home, and we love all of you. So, hey, you guys have a great week. Okay, let's kind of lock it down. We're sitting on some plays. Like we said, we got most of our plays are green going into next week. We're 2 for 3 this week. Look, nobody's perfect. We would like to be perfect. And in hindsight, we probably shouldn't have opened that second QQQ trade, right? But things were going real good. And then we just got that miss, and it just kind of went south after that. We tried to bail out. We had the contingency plan for Friday, but even that fell through the drain. So we ended up 2 out of 3, right? We got a 114% winner. We got a 74% winner. We got a wash. So that's a good week. If you can do that 52 times a year, you'll be way up at the end of the year. We're still up about 24% for the year anyways. So look, let's call it a week. We'll see you guys on Monday. It was a fantastic show. Thank you so much. You guys got any, if you're watching the show after the broadcast and you got questions or comments, go ahead and put them in the bottom. We check them. We always monitor them. It's actually great time to talk stocks on the weekend, right? That's the time you talk all this other stuff. During the week, you're 100% business, right? You're looking for winners. That's what you're doing. You're managing your portfolio. On the weekend, you can talk about all this crazy stuff, Alex Jones and everything else. So look, you guys have a great weekend, okay? We'll be back on Monday. Thank you so much for joining us. Again, it was a great event last night. It was great seeing all of you. Thanks for joining us today, okay? We'll talk soon.